everybody, and welcome to Roll Together RPG and to the next episode of our Myth Mythios session. My name is Josh. I use he, him pronouns, and I shall be your game master for tonight. And as you can see, I am joined by two absolutely traumatized players from the last session, and I'm going to get them to introduce themselves now, starting off with Nat.
Tom looks so sad. Hi, I'm Nat. I use she, her pronouns, as does Fig, my character, who is in a very sad place right now. Maybe we'll get into it, or maybe we won't. Maybe we won't discuss any of her trauma. It's fine.
No, and then there's everybody's favourite puppet, Tom.
Hi guys, your boy Tom, playing El Pino. Turns around, if you fuck around, you find out eventually.
I thought you very specifically didn't fuck around.
That's if you stay pure, then the things catch up with you. El Pino, who is currently rewriting what was quite a bawdy song about trees, now to be like, yay, the gods! Yay! Oh, no.
No, before we get into tonight's session, we have some sponsors and supporters to thank. Our sponsor for tonight is Phoenix Dice. You can go to phoenixdice.com to get yourself some clickety-clack math rocks, including some limited edition roll-together dice, which are lovingly being displayed by Tom and also Nat. And if you use the code ROLLTOGETHER at all caps at checkout, you can get 25% off of your purchase. Massive thank you to the D20 Club Dice Heads and other tiers on Patreon. They are fantastic. They are the best. You can join them from as little as one of your local currency per month, or one goat that must be sent to Tom for various different reasons. By following all of those links that you'll find in the description below. Speaking of the description below, do consider subscribing to our YouTube channel, liking this video, and commenting down below your favourite moment from this series so far. And yeah, it helps the algorithm tell us what you like so we know what to make more of for you. And I think with all of that, we are going to dive into tonight's session. In our last session, both Fig and Ellie met up with Theo, who had been brought to the Dryads. We're just going to call it a grove. I keep saying grove settlement town. We'll just stick with grove. Had been brought to the grove and were shown to their rooms. They prepared themselves for the evening and went down to the Great Hall, where they were able to join in on a buffet. They met the dwarven figure in the thick hides and leathers. His name was Brock. He is from the far north, where it's nice and snowy. A conversation was had where he sort of shared that his land is also sort of locked in war, and undead are around, and his gods aren't particularly nice, and sometimes just chuck the undead at people for shits and gigs. The Queen of the Dryads invited you all to sit at her table and began questioning our party members. Some uncomfortable questions were sort of had amongst the group, and some deception was attempted but failed. And a bit of wine was forcefully chucked over Theo to try and get out of the room. So
not artistically spilled at all.
Nope. So Fig and Theo quickly made their exit, and Brock the dwarf was like, "Well, I'm not wanted here. I'm gonna go," leaving both the Queen and Ellie there to speak, and very intimate questioning and conversation was had, leading to the Queen offering Ellie to share the bed with them. Ellie refused, said, "No, I'll see you in the morning." Was that a mistake? Dryads are very sexual creatures, and you said not to piss off the Dryads, and you may have pissed off the Queen of the Dryads. We'll find out. And what happens in today's session. But before, as Ellie made the way back to his room and went to knock on Fig's door but chose not to and just went into his, we're going to, as Ellie moves out of our view and goes into their room, we sort of focus on that door that leads into Fig's room, and we go through it, go through the window, and we see Fig. What is going on?
Yeah, so you ever done that thing where you sort of you're pacing up and down, and your brain just goes over, and there's just like so many little snippets of conversations that you can't quite make full sense of things because everything's just too emotional, and it's all just a bit overwhelming. And there's a combination of talking to Brock about the undead and mentioning the fact that we have the ritual to place the coins and the for Charon, and figures flashing back to placing coins upon her father. But then it's mixed in with a couple of other conversations. Elpenor telling her about the dream and how he has dreamed of Eurydice, but clarified that he's specifically taken actions to avoid there being any entanglements, and how he was hoping that things would not be as his dream suggested, and then promising Fig that he would run away with her to the end of time, consistently calling her his hero. And just a couple of moments, a couple of really lovely, beautiful moments where there could have been... Was there something? But then sat opposite this beautiful, incredibly powerful queen, calling Fig his sister twice. Made things very clear. Another conversation he'd previously said about flirting with Furness, about sometimes, what was that? Letting people see what they want to see to survive and get by. So there's a lot of conversations going around in her head. There's been a lot of sort of pacing and crying, and I don't know if there's a little ornament, there was something thrown. And then eventually she will kneel at the foot of her bed. She doesn't have her spear, but will take out a little trinket, a little tchotchke, a little sort of symbol of Athena, a small owl, just like carved out of wood. I made a promise to you that if I lived, I would do my best to make it worth it. And to avenge those that have been wronged. And I don't know if I can be your hero. I'm too much of a coward. But I've been distracted. So I ask with no expectation. I understand I must be a disappointment. It's one of the things I'm very good at. But give me the strength to be clear-headed at least, so we can get out of these next few days alive. And she will go to bed.
Just before you go to bed, as you are on your knees at the foot of the bed, saying these words, the moonlight is just breaking through the canopy above the grove and is entering in through the entering in through the sort of makeshift windows that there are of this little, or the one makeshift window there is of this bird hut, slightly higher, elevated up, so it's a bit difficult for somebody to look in. But it's lighting up the space. You can see your shadow sort of going off towards the other end of the room. And as you're there, and as you open your eyes and look towards your bed, the room gets a little bit darker. So a little bit of light coming through, but you hear the sounds of wings flapping, and then it gets just, as I said, a little bit darker, and you can look up towards that window, and you can see an owl just perched on the sort of the windowsill, cocking its head towards you.
Thank you. Hello.
It takes a couple of steps forward in through the window, and then hops down and glides to the bed and lands on it, puts its feathers away, and sort of hops towards you, and sort of cocks its head almost 180 degrees, looking at you one way, and then does the same the other.
We'll offer a finger to gently sort of stroke its head.
It puts its head down for you to stroke it, and it feels soft and warm. And as you pull your hand away, you watch as one of its feathers comes out, and it puts its feather underneath your eye and wipes away one of the tears that are stringing down. It then leans forward and gives you a very light peck on the nose. And as it gives you that very, very light little peck on the nose, like it's giving you a kiss, you watch as it begins to fade away into this string of purple and blue magic that sort of wraps itself around you and then pushes itself into your chest, and you feel this deep warmth within you, as if Athena has heard you and has granted you a gift.
Thank you. Thank you. I will do better. I will do better.
Go to bed. The events of today have been a mixed bag of emotions, but this final warmth that you've been shown by someone that you've prayed to and looked up to your entire life makes going to sleep just that little bit easier. Elpinor, as you are sleeping, as you said at the end of the last session, you're not going to sleep very well
I'm not
tonight.
going to sleep. I've got a song to.
You've got a song to prepare, but eventually, sleep will take you. As much as you try to fight it, it is almost impossible, and you fall asleep.
Just before I do, I'm like, yeah, not enough words rhyme with unfallen. Just throw the notebook aside and just, sleep.
As you fall asleep, it gets to that stage where it's like, oh, I need to go to bed.
Yeah.
It doesn't even get to that stage. It is just, you are writing 1 minute, and next minute there is just blackness around you.
Yeah.
And you just feel wind around you. And as you open your eyes, you can see that you're stood on top of a cliff face. Looking around, there is storm clouds in the sky, lightning crackling down, the waves are crashing against each other as if the lightning and the sea are fighting each other. You can hear the sounds of squawks and wings flapping in the sky, but as you look up and look around, you can't see anything. And as you turn towards where there is a wooded area behind you, you can see a very bloodied and beaten Fig on her knees, holding her hands out towards you. And you turn and you go to hold your hands out towards Fig. And as your hands go to touch each other, even though you're so far away, it feels like you're just within reach. You feel this pull that pulls you, and you begin falling down the cliff face. And as you begin falling down and the blackness begins to take over, you awaken at the crack of dawn to a loud thud on the wall.
Which wall?
The wall that leads to where Theo is sleeping.
Okay. Half dressed, skid out the door. Look around. Any dryads keeping an eye on us while we're sleeping?
Oakley's there.
Oakley's
sort of infused with the main tree that this place is built into, and as you step out the door, sort of like this, as you step out the doors. Good morning, Elpinor. How did you sleep?
No, Oakley. There's Theo. There was a thump. I need to check on him.
And she'll follow you as you sort of go to Theo's door. Do you knock or do you just walk in?
Knock. Theo.
Ow!
Push open the door.
Push open the door, and Theo's in a heap on the floor, sort of wrapped up in his covers. It looks like he's just fallen out of the bed, and he's got. I'm stuck. Can you help me out?
Yeah.
Sorry, I haven't slept in a proper bed for a while, so I wrapped myself really tight in the covers, and you know me, I'm a bit of a fidget, and I rolled off the bed, and now I can't get up because I can't use my arms.
That's true entanglement right there. No,
yeah.
Unwrap him.
Oh, thank you.
How did you sleep?
He pulls the covers back over him, as you can see Oakley stood behind him because he's like not wearing anything. Would you mind? And I apologise, Mr. Theo, and walks off.
Shut the door, and then it's like,
sorry. I'm gonna get dressed. Is it time for training?
It's dawn.
Oh, that means Fig must be awake soon. Oh, I have to get up. I have to make sure that I am Fig's apprentice. I want to make sure that I am there and I am as helpful as I can be with all of the weapons and making sure everything is intact. Sorry, Ellie. I'd love to stay and talk, but I need to make sure I impress Fig.
Fig's worth.
And I really don't want to piss the dryads off.
Wow.
That's sort of throwing his clothes on.
Yeah, who wants to piss off a dryad? Anyway, I'll see you down there.
Yep. And see you soon. And he sort of straps himself up and puts his clothes on and everything. He's got like a little bit of makeshift armour that he puts on, and he's like, right. And then you shut the door and go back to your room. Fig, you wake up well rested. You didn't hear that thumping noise.
Lovely.
You had a good night's sleep. Lovely, lucky.
I'm not sure it would have been perfect, but...
Not perfect, but it was definitely better than what you were expecting.
You got an owly kiss, which is a lot better than some people get.
But yeah, what would the pair of you like to do? Do you meet up? Well, you should meet up. It's up because you're in a party. But
we'll sort of be gathering things and heading over specifically to grab Theo. But I think it looks like he is super eager and super ready anyway. So we'll Oh, great, good, ready. To the playgrounds then. Now, I was thinking we could go over posturing first and grip before we get onto any sort of attacks, defenses. Let's work on the guard positions. Yeah, do you remember what I was telling you with the sword? Works similarly with the spear, but two hands.
Yeah.
Yeah?
No, I remember, yeah. Okay, awesome. I will be there to follow your instruction and display it for others who might not be able to see where you are. If you need me to grab anything at all for you, please do. Have you spoken to Ellie yet?
This morning? No.
Okay. He came in to check on me this morning because I fell out of the bed. But
why did you fall out of the bed?
I wrapped myself up a bit too tightly, and I'm a bit of a fidget, and I just rolled and fell.
Theo.
I know. I'm sorry. Yeah, I managed to get the wine out of my eyes as well.
I'm so sorry about that. Are you all right?
Yeah, next time you want to excuse yourself from the table,
I'm sorry.
I know you're older than me and I love you and I respect you, but please don't forcefully throw things at me. You could have taken my eye out.
I had a moment of stress. I should have thrown it on myself. I'm sorry, but bore the brunt of it.
I know, and I apologise for pushing if I was a bit pushy with my just making sure you were all right last night.
Hey, thanks for checking in.
That's all right. I just
give his
thought
shoulder
it was,
a squeeze.
Yeah. I just didn't want there to be any tension or bad sort of blood between us over it. I knew that mustn't have been comfortable for you. I don't like it when people question me about personal things. Either I'm talking too much and putting my foot in things again, aren't I?
You're doing fine.
Can I have a hug?
Yes, you can. Come here.
Gives you a big hug.
We'll give him a big squeeze. Did Ellie stay in his room? That's
yes. Yeah. He came into my room this morning. So, yeah. I heard him go in there late last night. I was still awake a little bit. I was practicing some drills ready for today.
You know what's more important than practicing drills? Getting a good night's sleep in.
I know, but I want to make sure that, I am your apprentice today. I am your apprentice always, but I am showing the skills that you have taught me to others. So I need to make sure that not only that I make myself look good, but that I make your training look good as well.
You will. Come on, let's show him what you got.
Okay. And he sort of runs ahead and goes along the bridge. Oakley is sort of a bit confused as to Ellie's still in there, but you two are running off. What do I do? And then you watch as Barker appears in the lift above on the opposite end of the bridge, and you two can both go into and teleport down as Oakley.
Oh, Barker, did you manage to get the supplies that we talked about, the sticks and other weaponry?
Nods towards you.
Great stuff. Thank you.
And yeah, you can start making your way towards the playground as Oakley waits outside Ellie's room for Ellie to come out.
Again, as you two have been outside,
you heard that entire conversation.
Get out the lyre and start playing. I'm fallen. There was a heroic calling, I called her, I'm fallen. She fought with a spear, helping those fun. Don't write about her! They're not paying you to write about her. Okay. Hit the water thing so it just...
It splashes all over you, and then about 5 seconds pass, and you hear a drip, drip, drip.
You absolute... Elpinor uses some of the words that he writes on stones to throw at other people to swear at a dripping tap. Dry. And then step out. Look up, look at the dryad. Morning.
Good morning, Elpinor. How did you sleep? Do you feel better after you got yourself a bit wet?
Sometimes you need a good soaking to help remind you of what matters. Anyway, I talk in riddles, friend. Yes, it was a... I have a lot on my mind, but have my companions... Are they awoken? Have they travelled to the playground?
I am sure that you heard them having a conversation outside of your door not that long ago. They have made their way towards the playgrounds to begin the training of my people. Would you like me to escort you to the playgrounds, or would you like to go elsewhere?
I don't listen at doorways. Yes, I would. Yes, playground, please. Thank you.
And leads you to the playgrounds. Both Fig and Theo, you'll with Barker, you'll get there 30 minutes before Ellie will, and you can see there is a lot of dryads there, stood almost in. You assumed that these were trees when you first walked into the playgrounds. The playgrounds is basically like a large park. Large, lovely, beautiful lake with lots of dancing lights sort of floating around on it. You can see there's lots of animals that are hopping between the different leaves and things, and there's fish in the waters and stuff, and it's completely clear fields. There's no trees anywhere. but except for these dryads, there's probably 50 of them that are all stood there, almost militaristic to attention, exactly 2 foot apart, and they are all facing a couple of large barrels that have got various different stick sizes in, sizes for swords, sizes for spears, exactly what you requested from Barker, and stood at the front of all of them, shouting some orders and saying all basically barking orders at them, although they're not listening to him, is Brock. Right, so what you want to do is you need to put your feet together and then you salute. Why are none of you saluting? I thought I could have a bit of fun with you lot.
Sorry, do you have a pact with Her Majesty as well?
I do not. I was testing my luck and it turns out not so well. I think I'll just stick with my blacksmithing. Anyway, I'm here to... Yeah, I've come here
Is
and...
Brock or Furnace?
This is Brock.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, this is Brock. I do a bit of blacksmithing up north. I'm a fish trader when it comes to coming down here, but none of my stuff is eloquent enough for
Man of many talents.
Oh yeah, definitely. Anyway, I want to see this human military training that you had. See if it's any different to how my lot do it up north.
Well, please stay. I would love to hear if you have any not so much suggestions, but I'd be keen to know your insight as well. Perhaps the best way forward is a blend of everyone's insights.
That sounds good. Yeah, I'm definitely up for that.
We'll look over the crowd. I mean, I don't know what I expected, but this is a slightly more human start than I was anticipating. I want to say before I begin that what I'm about to tell you is not the right way to do anything. I understand you have your own power, and it is strong and beautiful. And it is important that you honor that. What I am teaching you now is not a way to better yourself, but a way for you to better understand those that may be your enemy. Not always, but if they are, whether that be human rogues and rapscallions, or whether it be highly trained and back from the dead armies, then if you understand how they work, then you might understand how to defeat them. So that's my intention here. It's not to tell you that you're wrong, because you're all wonderful. Understand?
They all look towards you, and as I said, when you entered into the program, they look like trees, but as you've been talking to them, they've taken on more of their humanistic sort of, or elven, traditional sort of D&D elven sort of look that they have. Wood elf, there we go. They all look towards you, and they've all got like faint smiles of what you can see across their faces is a lot of respect towards what you are saying, and a few of them nod and others beam brighter, and then Brock says something aloof, and they all just give him a cocked eyebrow, really dirty look.
Right, we'll start with basic posture and guards. Everyone grab a stick.
And as everybody grabs a stick and you begin going through the basic drills, Ellie will enter into the playground with Oakley. And Ellie, what would you like to do? You can see Fig is going through basic training drills with these dryads. They seem very adept at and learn very quickly. There's only a few times where you have to correct a few of their positions. You do get a couple of them that try to stroke your face as you go. They're very flirtatious.
Sure.
So you managed to keep Theo away from quite a few of them.
Yeah. What she's doing is she's using Theo at the front to show, like, if he's got a certain stance, she's using him as an example to be like, no, see, right, you need to make sure your core is strong, because if you're leaning towards, then it's easier for them to, and she'll, like, gently, but we'll kick him in the back of the knee so he staggers, and show, like, this is the weakness if you stand like that, this is the weakness if you stand like that, kind of thing. But has told him beforehand, like, I'm not going to hurt you, just bear with, kick to the back of the knee.
Yeah. And he sort of over-exaggerates the fall a little bit just to sort of empathise how much of a flaw it is if they get caught in that sort of way. And yeah, Ellie, you see this happening. Oakley stood next to you. What would you like to do? You do spot Ellie, Fig, but it's up to you if you choose to react to him entering into the playground or not.
She's gonna stay focused.
She's good. Focused. Your people are lucky. She's a good mentor.
It would be good to learn these tactics from Fig.
Sort of slightly climbed up into a tree and just sort of like trying to stay in its shadows to just sort of watch.
Please be careful. That is my grandfather.
Oh, sorry, sir. I didn't.
That was my attempt at a joke. Did you find it funny?
That delay is as long as it takes for him to finally. Yes, no, actually, that was.
It needs some work. Okay.
It's very.
At least I know.
No, it's a funny joke. I'm just going to look at her with an insight check of like how much do the Dryads know about what happened last night? I was left by myself. It's 23.
You have the feeling that Oakley was present during the dinner, might not have been sat at your table, but was relatively close to all of you, left with Fig and Theo. You wouldn't know this if Fig rolled an insight check as well. I mean, I'll just tell you this for free. Oakley would have, I mean, you can roll if you'd like to.
How much
Or
you
I can
care
tell you
about?
for free.
How much you care about Goss?
Yeah.
16.
16. Fig would assume that Oakley heard you throwing things around and having a little sob to yourself and stuff. And Oakley also would have noticed what time Ellie came back and, would have heard you practicing your song and stuff. Very much a always present, hears everything sort of thing.
Right, but is not looking at me with like, I know you had a conversation with the Queen last night. It's not that kind of. I know she's quite.
Oh, she knows
stoic.
you. She knows you had a conversation with the Queen last night because you were at the table with the Queen when she left with Theo and Fig. So the fact that you came back late, she's probably made an assumption there.
Well, makes an ass of you and me. Okay. No, I can.
But she's not expressing that on her face.
No, I said she's stoic and. Thank you, Oakley. Yeah. Are you sure you don't want to learn? I'm sure she'll appreciate.
I have my own ways of learning these combat techniques. Some of us are connected, and we can learn. It only takes these 50 to teach. It will only take these. It will only take these 50 to learn the techniques for the rest of us to also learn it.
Oh, good. Passing around the chain. That is good.
You would know, Ellie, having been brought up by Dryads, that some of them, that they can connect to each other through roots and things, and they can gain memories from each other and learn things. It's how a lot of the sort of ancient traditions and histories of the Dryads are kept. When a Dryad dies, they connect with another Dryad and pass their memories onto them, and then that's how things are sort of transferred. That's how their life cycles sort of continue.
Sort of nodding. Makes sense. Yes, you. The way you share knowledge is admirable. If only us humans were so willing to impart what we know. Eh? Maybe we need like a big collection of our knowledge somewhere. Coastal town, maybe.
I have heard of a place to the far south that is well renowned for having a great, as you humans call it, library.
Oh.
In the deserts.
Oh, wow. maybe I'll...
Too hot for us there.
Well, quite. Maybe I'll have a chance to see it one day. Sounds...
Maybe you should ask your friend about it and gestures towards Theo. Maybe he knows some more.
It's like slight squint with one eye of like, oh, yes, maybe Theo would know. Anyway, yes.
Alpino!
Yes, Fig.
You are late.
Sorry, boss.
You wanted to learn shield formations.
I did. Jog's over. Weirdly, also because he's wearing a sweatband. To what hopefully Brock will believe, he snaps into a sort of salute. Ma'am?
We're not saluting here. Theo, tool him up.
Yep. Theo provides you with a stick and a sort of makeshift bit of bark that can act as a shield.
Thanks, Theo.
Right, now, I'm going to teach you about defensive formations. Now, and he's Theo saying this to the Dryads. Ellie, if you could please take on a defensive position. Take on a defensive position, and he takes on a defensive position as well. And you watch as very dexterity. Deftly, there we go, thank you. Very deftly and uncharacteristic, something that you've not seen Theo do before, Fig, in the training that you've had together. But you watch as he flicks the sword down into like a reverse grip, which is something you've never taught him, pulls the shield down into almost like a sort of ramp formation, moves up towards Elpinor, raises the shield up to knock into the shield that Elpinor has, which causes Elpinor to sort of back upwards. And in a flash, he's brought this rear-ended stick up and clicked Elpinor across the... literally up across the chin, and then you watch as his leg lifts up and connects down, sort of moves down behind Elpinor's leg, and he puts a little bit of weight, which causes Elpinor to stumble and fall to the floor in very quick formation.
Yeah, insight check.
Insight check. 13. Basically, is that training or was he beating me up?
Oh.
He's not beating you up, not in any way. Did you roll insight as well, Fig?
Yeah, it was a nat 20 for a 21.
Okay, so with the 13, he's definitely not beating you up. He is generally showing you a technique, showing the Dryads a technique, using you as a test dummy. You yourself and Fig have done this plenty of times when you were showing Theo techniques and things, and she's knocked you on your ass plenty of times showing him these things.
Yeah.
With the natural 20, this is something you have never seen Theo do, and it's not something that you know is taught within Greek military.
I guess the insight as well would be, has he been holding out on us this entire time? And if so, why is he choosing now? Like, is he aware? Is this a conscious decision that he's made? This is something I know, and I'm going to show it off now. Or is this taking Theo by surprise as well?
He
do this?
Yeah, he does it. He knocks Elpinor to the ground. Sort of the wind gets knocked out of Elpinor, and he looks down at you. He looks towards Fig. You have that concerned look on your face. He's like, oh, damn it. I'm sorry. He sort of throws his stuff to the floor and holds his hand out towards you, Elpinor. I'm sorry. I didn't. I'm sorry if I was a bit rough.
No,
and
that's
pulls you up.
fine.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
They
And he
need
looks.
to. They need to learn. That was.
He sort of looks around at everyone. Everyone's sort of a bit surprised at what he did, and I'm sorry. And he runs off.
Theo,
I think I'm making eye contact with Fig for one of the first times, and then being like, I sort of point where Theo's going, and then point at me, and then yeah, nod. Arm stuff comes up, and I'm just, we're not saluting. Ladies, listen to her. She's the best at what she does. And then turn and gently jog as I bend down to pick up the lyre to put it back on, and jog after him.
So yes, as Theo just demonstrated, counterweighting and disguising your attacks using your shield can be incredibly useful. The backhanded grip is more unusual, but helpful to learn. It's more about concealing your attack, though you won't get the full strength with it that way, and fade out as Elpinor leaves.
Yeah, you can carry on with that training as Elpinor catches up with Theo, who is making his way towards that tree, the tree that leads up to where you're staying. He disappears, reappears on the ladder, and sort of disappears towards where his room is, and you hear the door slam as you get to the trunk and get on. He's very quick on his feet, and Oakley is not far behind you as well.
Yeah. I think Oakley catches like an annoying look in Elpinor's eyes, but he's like...
Doesn't react to it.
Yeah, no, of course, she's like wood. Yeah, up. Tap, tap, tap. Theo.
Go away.
Theo, I just
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you.
No, Theo, you didn't hurt me.
I'm sorry.
No, Theo, can I just talk to you, please?
Okay.
Okay.
He doesn't open the door.
Okay. Try the door handle.
It doesn't open. You can
Theo.
talk to me. I can hear you.
Okay. Are you okay, Theo?
I'm okay. I'm sorry. I just got a bit carried away.
No.
I was getting into the role of apprentice, and I wanted to make sure that I made Fig look good, and I think I overdid it. I'm sorry.
No, Theo, you don't need to apologise for that. You do make Fig look good. I'm just worried about you because you are upset, and I don't want you to be upset, and I want to make sure that I know that me and Fig try and take care of you, but that's because we care about you. We don't doubt what you can do. I kept calling you my brother, and you are, and I love you. And I'm sorry that I've brought you into this situation. This is not good. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Glance at the constantly watching Dryad. I just want to take care of you and Fig, that's all. And I know she appreciates the many things you can do, and I know that as great as she is, she's not doing as well without her apprentice.
No, I just need a few minutes. I might miss out on the rest of today's training, and then and then I'll see if I can. I might just stay here for a little while. That's okay.
Hey Theo, that's great. That's fine.
But I'm okay. As long as you're okay, I'm okay. As long as Fig's okay as well. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're fine, Theo. Just the 10,000 yard stare to this empty door. Yeah, don't worry about us, Theo. We're blessed. Anyway, take care of yourself. I'll see you later, okay?
Okay. And I think at that point we're going to do a little bit of a flash forward. I think it was said that it would take 3 days for your weapons and things to be made at the blacksmiths, and it's about 4-ish days until the woodcutters from Erithos make their way back to this particular wooded area. Over the course of those 3 days, tension is a little bit high amongst the three of you. Any sort of approach to Theo about that particular technique is he sort of clams up and shuts himself away. Any sort of personal conversations that's had, I would assume that you two probably avoid talking to each other about anything too personal and more focus on the work during this time, maybe?
Fig keeps it very focused on the task at hand, and at meal times will be sort of, again, we'll chat to Brock if he's about, and sort of chat tactics with him and fighting styles and that kind of thing with him, but we'll sort of eat just and take fruit back to her room, and then just sort of stay focused.
Yeah. And during each lunchtime and each evening time, because breakfast technically wasn't invented, you...
But starting the day with a bit of protein is always a good idea.
Yeah.
You could teach the dryads that. You're like,
Teach them
morning
about
meals.
breakfast. Bit of bread and cheese when you wake up.
First thing
Can
in
we
the
have
morning.
second breakfast? I mean, I guess if you're feeling bold.
But one thing that you notice during the meal times, that there are, however many there are in a day, that the Queen does not appear at all. Her throne remains empty. And as it gets to the third day, the three of you can make your way towards Furnace's Tree, the blacksmith's area.
Can I check? We also said that we were going to map the forest out.
Yes.
So once we'd defeated the griffin, then she would mark on the map which bit was okay. Are we doing like a training in the morning, scouting with Oakley in the afternoon kind of
Oakley
situation?
and Barker will take you. Scouting Theo stays within the grove and doesn't come out with you.
I'll give him instructions to go check in on Calliope, make sure she's doing okay. Like give him someone else to focus on who's not going to ask him questions.
Okay, Fig, yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, okay. And he does that. And as you are scouting out the woodland area and you get to sort of like the borders of the woods and things and you sort of begin mapping that out, you begin to see, at times you see like claw marks on the trees on the sort of outer skirts of the woods, but you're able to map out. You do split off to do this. It's a much easier and much quicker if Ellie and Oakley go off in one direction and Fig and Barker go off in a different direction. And there's a couple of times where you do bump into the wolves, but because you've got Oakley or Barker with you, there's like a sort of like a passive aggressive agreement between them, and they don't sort of lock in and fight or anything. They're very cautious of you though. But you're able to map that area out over the course of the 3 days, and you realise that the grove actually does take up quite a large proportion of this woodland area. But as it gets to the third day and you make your way to the blacksmiths, you bump into Barker and Oakley, who had been with you anyway. But Barker, who doesn't always stay with you, comes from the blacksmiths and walks up to the pair of you and just looks towards Oakley. And Oakley cocks her head towards them and, it appears that Furnace will not be giving you your weapons in the blacksmiths. It appears the Queen has requested an audience of the transfer of equipment. So we must go to the Great Hall.
Very ceremonial.
It is not unheard of for the Queen to bless the items that are given to people, but I must admit that this is slightly strange.
You know your Queen better than us, Oakley. Do you know why she might consider doing this? Very generous act.
She looks towards Ellie. I believe it might have something to do with the form of payment.
Ellie is looking like he hasn't had a good meal or a good sleep in 3 days because he hasn't. a sickly looking poet. You know, it's what the poets are supposed to look like. They're supposed to look like they have some kind of tuberculosis, right?
Sure,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
healthy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Healthy in this day and age. Anyway, so let us make our way to the Great Hall, and you can make your way there. And as you enter in,
Is this for like just the ceremony, or is this like dinner as well? Or
it's just for this.
Yeah.
As you walk into the Great Hall, the only people in there are the Queen, who is sat on her throne, and Furnace who has a table behind him with all of the sort of gear and things that he's been working, all of your stuff and some additional things. Only people in here. Both Oakley and Barker stand at the entranceway to the Great Hall, and nobody else is admitted entrance whatsoever. And you are as you all walk in, the Queen gestures for you to take some seats that are sort of placed near where Furnace is.
Also to give her a nod and sit down.
It has been a few days since I have seen all of you. I have heard that the training of the Dryads has gone particularly well, and all of my people are now up to date with your tactics.
They have been attentive and enthusiastic, Your Majesty.
I like to hear this. And Oakley has informed me that the mapping of our forest has been completed. Once the Griffin has been dealt with, I will mark off the safe area for your woodcutters to cut our graveyards down. And I've also been informed by the wolves that the woodcutters will be within the woods within a few hours. Right on time.
The wolves have informed you?
Yes.
The wolves are intending to leave them alone?
As long as they don't encroach on their territory, so I explained to you on the first night you were here, yes.
Of course.
Now, the reason why I have summoned you all here is I have heard that payment for these wondrous items that have been made by Furnace will be paid for in song, and I am quite partial to a good song. I would like to hear this for the first song or poem, whatever it is you choose to do, El Pinor. And she says that with I mean, you need a passive insight of 12. There's a little bit of disdain when she says your full name.
You don't know how much disdain Alpino. Yeah, it's a 12. You don't know. Well, that's an 14 insight. You don't know how much disdain he's got for himself right now. Self-loathing poet. Yeah, baby.
Nice to live up to a stereotype, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm the first to do any of these things. I'm creating dark and brooding. Yeah. And also sickly looking. Very hot. Very consumptive.
When you are ready, Elpinor.
Elpinor removes his headband, goes into his pack.
We're going to put some shades on then.
puts on some golden laurel leaves, and I'm going to roll performance first just to see how he does when he's just playing.
Yep.
Hey.
Looks at you.
You've got this. This is what you're good at. Guidance.
Cast Bane on him.
Hey, don't fuck this up, Bane. What was guidance?
D4.
D4.
I'd also allow you to bardically inspire yourself if you wanted to.
I mean, it's a 28 with the guidance. As I start...
You might want to use the bardic inspiration.
Oh my god.
She does hate me.
I will say the guidance will come with a sort of... It's not terse, but it is practical.
I've seen you as the trainee general. I know, yeah.
And it has to be touched, so there is a hand on the shoulder. But it's... yeah.
Yeah, just sort of like, go on. I think, as you can sort of feel through the tunic, there's no nice way of saying this, a clamminess. He's probably sick. Yeah, with that, it's now a 32.
I just wanted you to get above the 30, that was all.
Yeah,
anyway.
Praise the gods.
Get the players to use all their resources.
As he starts playing, for the humans, it is that he has taken the many fish in the sea and has, slowed it down. And, as I said, he has written, a drinking song for Furnace. And is like, cool, I'm going to play that version for Furnace at another time to get it out of my... But it includes lyrics such as, There is a gorgeous flame that holds mythic fame. Held by the gods on high under Zeus's eye, this item the Olympians did claim. The Titan doing what he can, he stole it for the man. Punishment sends you all a quiver, eagle chewing on your liver, nothing was the same. Basically, as he starts doing it, he also relates other adventures. And then, as he's like, in what the Greeks, I believe, would call fuck it, we ball, there is a heroic calling. The people call her unfallen. Wields mighty spear, fighting all in near. She was true and brave. The poet she did save. Fights for what's right with weapon right, bright, and then just goes, Gallon. As it just doesn't go anywhere. And then just looks and goes, you have a difficult name to rhyme. Maybe we need to work on it. And then just finishes beautifully. There you go, Furnace. I must apologise. This wasn't exactly. I was expecting to give you more of a upbeat drinking song, but no such things for Her Majesty. Eh?
Furnace is bawling, is absolutely crying his eyes out at this, and he just falls to his knees and just holds his hands out to you in a sort of like a oh my god gesture. That was beautiful. I loved it so much.
Thank you.
The trueness, the honesty in your words, especially the bit about the unfallen, that had some real heart and love in those lyrics. It was exquisite. I mean, he turns around, he's like, have I got enough stuff for such a great payment?
No, friend, your gifts are from one artist to another. As you can see, he's like, fine, putting the bullshit on. Your gifts are well appreciated, and the unfallen, wherever she may be, I hope she will realise the respect and the love that this poet has for her great deeds. I hope it pleases you, Majesty. I hope this humble poet has lived up to whatever expectations you may have.
You watch as she stands up, completely expressionless look on her face, and she takes walks down, descends down the steps, and she gets right up close to you. She's taller than you are, so she's looking down at you. And then she looks over towards Fig, and she begins walking towards you. And she stands directly in front of you. And she just looks at you. And you watch as from her hands the vines sort of pull down and begin sort of wrapping around your hand and wrapping up your arm. And you feel that sharp pain again. And as she pulls the vines away, the marks, other than the puncture wounds that you've just suffered, but the tattoo is gone. And it forms up into back around her wrist. And you watch as that same vine-like tattoo forms back onto her arm. She turns and walks back up her throne and sits down. And as she turns to take a seat on the throne, both of you can roll me either insight or perception.
Nat 20 for 23. I rolled a little deception check of 12 before, by the way, just if anyone had an insight.
17 insight. I'm not looking at you. I can't look at you. I can't. You're too distracting. Yeah, so that just... Why did you have to do interpretive dance? Think no one asked you to do that.
For the 17 on insight, you can see that there is a look of annoyance on her face. With the natural 20, you can see a look of sadness or underlaid underneath that with a tear that sort of pulls down her face before it sort of gets absorbed into her skin. With poems like that, Elpinor, you truly will be unforgotten.
Thank you, Your Majesty. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Now, Furnace, please present these humans with requests. And Furnace is like, yes, gets up off of the floor. Right, I have everything that you requested. I've infused all of the items with some of the dryad magic that you and dryad-y things that you asked for. Armor has been infused and improved. I've put a little bit of magic, and I've taken a few liberties with some of the things that I've provided for you, because I thought that Elpinor would give some really good performance. I wasn't expecting it to be that bloody good. So I have all of this stuff for you. I don't feel that it's enough. I feel that I need to go get more from the furnace. And you watch as Theo just sort of glides over and looks over the weapons and things. And there is something under a sheath, under a blanket, that sort of picks up his attention, and he moves over towards that. Yes, please, your young friend is more than happy to take anything, but please. And he starts picking things up.
Furnace, please, thank you. These are wonderful. You have worked art, true art, and
thank you.
No need. It's
still streaming with tears.
No, Furnace. Yeah, as Vic says, true art. Thank you. And it'll be an honor to wield these items. And we won't forget your kindness, as we won't forget any kindness we've been shown over the last few days. Side-eyed the Queen politely, but yeah.
Okay.
And now properly looking at Fig and looking, and then it's that sort of look of going, look, I think these are impressive, but you do. It's sort of
oh no, she is genuine to she was mostly trying to get him to shut up a little bit,
yeah.
just stop. Laying it on and stop over enthusing about the song, but she's genuinely impressed.
It's the level of if it was me and Nat, Tom would go, "That's a nice sword, I like that," but Nat would be like, "Ah, that's balanced like this."
But look at it,
yeah. So, but that same sort of thing of cool. It's not just a shiny sword. This is, I'm right. This is impressive. Great, we can use this stuff. Amazing.
This will serve as well. Thank you.
In terms of items that you are gifted by Furnace, for Fig, you are gifted a +1 spear that allows you to cast the spell Shillelagh through it.
Yay!
You are also gifted a +1 shield, which has the iconography of an owl on the front of it, replacing the Spartan symbol.
Is it the design I made? That I
it is the design that you would have sent over, but instead of it being like a painting drawn on it, it's like the engraving itself was made separate and then imposed onto the shield, and it's like a massive bumping stands out sort of thing, 3D basically.
I also have a moment of thank fuck she made fun of my weird little poem on the front, because that one said Unfallen and that doesn't say Unfallen now. Okay, we're getting away from this. Okay.
There is a little moment of pausing, looking at the shield, admiring the craftsmanship, and then sort of looking at the design and being yes, did it exactly to specifications, Furnace. Thank you so much.
You are also provided with a special set of armor. Now, please tell me what type of armor it is that you wear.
At the moment, studded leather.
Okay. What would you like to wear is the question.
Well, she's not strong, so can't really be getting away with... And also, plate not really invented.
It's made of wood.
A breastplate, maybe?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so you are given a completely new set of armor that is made that is a breastplate, and it is a lighter quality than what you would expect. You would expect this to be more of a lighter armor, but it's medium. You are gifted with adamantine armor in terms of game statistics, but it is very light armor. So you are immune to critical hits.
Ooh, fun.
Oh, also, Brock came by to see me just before he left. Brock had left the day previous to this, and he wanted
escape route.
and he wanted me to give you this, and he sort of pulls a little sort of metal circular case and holds and gives that to you. He said it's something about protection or something.
Oh, very kind of him. We'll open it up.
Open it up, and there is a sort of golden ring with a amethyst gemstone in the main part of it, with 3 runes written inside of it. For all intents and purposes, this is a ring of protection.
Thanks, Brock. Nice.
See, it's nice being nice to people.
That's being nice to people.
Yeah.
And then for Elpinor, Furnace picks everything up and hands it to you. For Elpinor, you are given +1 studded leather armor, which is in the sort of guise of your normal clothing that you have. You're provided with what weapon do you carry? You don't normally carry a weapon, do you?
I have. Well, that's the thing. Currently, I think we discussed maybe getting a short sword, because I have the sling. I've got a dagger, which I think I gave a dagger. Did I give a dagger to? Yes, I gave my dagger to Fig. Because
oh yeah, you would have got that back though. Yeah.
Stabbed into my door at like 3 a.m. I'm like, fiddly dee.
Okay, so yes, I do remember you requesting the short sword. So you are provided with a +1 short sword that is very. The blade itself is very thick and it is very short. It almost looks like a Roman gladius, but it's like a precursor to that sort of thing. You are also provided with a very special pair of boots. For these are, as Furnace is explaining to you, a couple of the dryads wanted to provide you with a gift, and they've produced these particular boots. These are called Boots of Elven Kind in terms of D&D stats, but they are Boots of the Dryad in this world.
I finally get to take off these manky dead man. I'm literally walking in a dead man's boots.
There was a note mentioned of your stinky feet, so they wanted to make you some nice boots. Also, Brock
less like juice.
Yeah,
yes.
Brock also left you something as well.
Oh, that's very kind. Thank you.
And he holds out a long, sort of red scarf and hands that to you. Yes, Tom, I'm going to make you put a red scarf. I knew you'd have brown scarf to hand.
Look, I've always got to be prepared.
So this is a cloak of protection, but it's a scarf.
That's beautiful.
Scarf of protection.
Scarf of... That's beautiful material. If we do not see Brock again, please do give our thanks for such.
We shall do. Now, what should we do about your friend over there? And you watch as Theo lifts the blanket up and he puts his hand and draws a sword from underneath the blanket, and you can just see that he just starts weeping. This sword is... The hilt is embedded with a red ruby, and the hilt of the blade also has a few red rubies in it as well. Looks like it's almost like metal or gold. It's got almost like a bit of a long sword blade for probably about 4 or 5 inches, and then it curves into a beautifully elegant blade. And he just starts crying. He's like, "Can I have this, please? It's my father had one exactly like this."
Of course.
Oh yes, we had a merchant from the deserts come through many years ago and traded that item in, and I've not been able to sell it. So yes, of course you can have it. I believe they called it a kopesh. Yes, no, it's a blade of my homeland. Thank you. And he goes back under the blanket and pulls out like a not quite a sheath, because those things are very hard to sheath, but pulls out a the sort couple of bits that it would attach to put on his belt. And he's like, and he's just crying. He's like, thank you, that's really nice.
It's majestic, Theo.
Beautiful.
I need to make sure I need to look after it. I need to get a whetstone. Do you have a whetstone? Oh, yes, I can provide all of you with whetstones to maintain your weapons. Right, I must make sure that it is nice and shiny all the time. Thank you. And he just sort of, I can't wait to go and to go see the woodcutters now, and then we can go deal with the griffin together. I can actually use this weapon. And that's where the queen stands up and goes, no, I believe you are mistaken, young one. Your two companions here will be the ones that will be leaving to go meet with the woodcutters and will be dealing with the griffin. I have decided to rescind my bargain with your champion, and I will instead be keeping you here as insurance.
Excuse me?
Now, you do not think that I just decided to remove the tattoo off of you out of the kindness of my heart. Your friend here made such a moving performance, I've decided to alter the deal.
And
I do not alter it again. Sorry, I had to get that reference in.
but to what benefit is keeping Theo here with you, to you?
To ensure that you come back.
I mean, that was our intention anyway. I'll be
To
quite
ensure
honest.
that you stick with what we had agreed. I couldn't not reward such an eloquent performance, but I also have to keep the deal in some form or another. And I would think that you would appreciate the fact that I have offered to shield and protect your young companion while you are out doing a dangerous job that he may not be ready for.
With all due respect, Your Majesty, I was literally about to ask if Theo may stay here while we complete our agreement. I do not appreciate the tone at which you are suggesting. I would have quite happily kept our pact for longer until things were done. This feels...
I'd like to make one thing perfectly clear. I have altered the deal. If you do not uphold your end of the deal, your young friend here will be joining my garden. And there's a coldness that sort of comes over her as she says that, and she looks towards Ellie, and then looks back towards you.
My queen, if I may.
I am not your queen. I am queen of the Dryads. I am not queen of the humans.
Just so. Your Majesty, if I may, it is expected to be moved by music so lovely and by words so delightful. But if they have offended you in any way, know that our poet is skilled with words in such a way, and be wary of taking them at face value.
I am a fool, Majesty. The gods have touched me. I meant no offense by my song.
Oh, the music was absolutely beautiful. One thing that you humans may have learnt while here is that music and poems and artistic performances that what you humans call artistic performances carry great weight and currency among us. It is not that has caused me to change the deal, but other things that have come to my attention, both from yourselves, through observing you during your time here, and also outside influences, which I will not be going further into. Now, your woodcutters are close. I demand that you leave and go and deal with them, and then deal with this griffin.
We are at your service, Majesty.
Is Oakley here?
Oakley and Barclay are both stood at the entrance.
I'll just clock eyes with them. Can I read them at all? Like, are they... Oakley particularly has spent Barker, not Barclay. Oakley in particular has spent a lot of time with us, and basically Fig's trying to see if either of them are shocked or sad that the Queen is threatening Theo because he is a sweet, wholesome boy.
Yeah, both of you can make an insight check if you'd like to.
Yeah.
If you're both looking towards them.
19.
Where's my insight? Sorry, just...
Decided to die on me.
13.
So with the 13, you don't notice anything, but with the 19, you know that both Oakley and Barker are able to mask their emotions very, very well. Barker more so than Oakley, mainly because Barker doesn't speak, so there's no sort of there's no way that they can sort of trip over their words or emit emotion through their words, and their facial expressions are very sort of fixed. Oakley has expressed a few concerns over the time that she's been travelling around with you, and when this is said, there is a brief sort of raise of the eyebrows before the stoic look comes back over their face. So yes, they are surprised by this,
Yeah.
or at least
okay.
Oakley is.
Yeah. Very well, Your Majesty.
Yes. Theo, we will...
Yep.
I will pull him in for a hug, and I'm going to make... What would... Let's just whisper to him, but try not let other people hear. What kind of check would that be? Performance, or...
Yeah, performance. Natural
17. As I pour him in, and I just go, if it goes bad, Chiron, the centaur, he is my friend. You claim that you are a student of his, and that they cannot harm you. You be brave, okay? And then come up, and then sort of like scream back on. Yes, we will see you later, Theo.
Look of complete confusion on his face, but he nods to you, and he looks towards you, Fig. And since the incident with the special maneuver and stuff, he's been a bit similar to how you and Ellie have been with each other. He's been sort of that way towards the pair of you as well, and he sort of comes in and he's like, if things. And he says this to both of you, actually. He says, if things don't go to plan, just know that no matter what has happened while we've been here, that I love both of you greatly. And wherever we meet... Yeah.
Hey, why are you talking like this is goodbye? We're off to meet some woodsmen. We'll be back.
Okay. But I do love you both.
Love you too, pal.
And I'm sorry for the way that I've been over the past few days. And if I can apologize,
You're ready.
yeah, if I can apologize, then you two can sort things out as well.
What do you mean?
I look at him. Yeah, we're gonna. And then look at Fig. I think we need to have a talk. But you, brave heart. Fig.
I'm young. I'm not blind.
Your Majesty. Fig will just walk out.
Just look at her. I'm sorry, Eurydice.
She just stares at you.
There's in another lifetime, eh? Yeah, how'd I go?
You leave, and as you both leave, and you can begin making your way out of the grove and into the woods, you notice that Barker and Oakley do not follow you. So this is the first time since you've been here that neither of them are present. And Furnace was incredibly quiet during that exchange.
Smart
It
lad.
was just like, Now, this has gone over a little bit, but there is a particular point there's a particular point that I want to end on.
Let's go.
As you are both moving through the woods, I don't want to gloss over this. Would you have a conversation with each other, or would you just be focused on task at hand because Theo is now in danger?
How long is the walk?
The walk to get to where the woodcutters are, towards where the edge of the woodland area is about 3 hours.
Oh.
Through lots of dense wood.
It's always so much further than I think it's going to
Yeah.
be.
We got taken a distance by these dryads, yeah.
You can stay silent the entire time if you want to.
I think if it's that long a walk, I think there will definitely be like the first, I don't know, 20 minutes, half an hour, make sure we're outside of the Dryads' territory kind of thing, where there is less likely that... There's going to be people watching,
Of course.
regardless. Of course there is. But where it's less likely to be crowded.
Yeah. I mean, there's no people around. When you walk for about an hour, you stop seeing the silhouettes of the dryads that are normally out on watch and things, and you feel that you are not being watched anymore.
So unless Elpinor would start the conversation before then, like Fig wouldn't.
I think, yeah. So same, like looking around the trees, and then says, I think we might be in the graveyard now. So
what did you do to piss her off?
I didn't sleep with her. I had dreams of her. I am...
Yes, you said you were quite clear about that.
No, Figgy. Fig. Not those... Apollo. He gives prophecy, and that is a curse. And I dreamt of Eurydice and myself, and I dreamt of her death and the terrible things I did to try and bring her back. Not that queen. The woman I knew was kind and sweet and clever, and I broke great laws to try and bring her back, and I didn't know what the right thing to do was, and it wasn't that, and I've hurt you, and I've hurt Theo, and that's not right, and I'm sorry, and I'm sorry I haven't taken you into my confidence, because I thought I could outrun this. I thought if I just kept going, and I was under another name that they wouldn't, but fate's caught me, and I don't think I'm coming back from this. I think the gods are really angry. I asked Brock if he could take the two of you, and he said he couldn't this time, but that's a possibility. If you could, I mean, the north sounds shit. It's cold and it's full of wolves, but it's not here.
Why just the two of us? Why would you not?
I didn't think you wanted me to come with you.
Well, not if you're happily here with...
No,
but...
Fig, no, I'm... Fig.
What is this? Because now Theo's life's on the line.
I know.
So we've got to get our heads straight.
Yeah. We've got to focus, and we need to... Theo, Theo, we
And
need to
there's
get...
fucking undead coming for whatever reason,
Yeah.
right? And you're freaking out about something that's clearly not happening. You said that the woman you dreamt about was not a queen. She has the same name. But is it her? Does she look the same? Is it her or is it someone else?
It's her.
Right, well, it's clearly not.
It's not her. She.
Then it's fine,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I'm just gonna roll something. It's always fun when we're just like, cool.
So when you said go to the north, I know there's wolves there and there's shit. I wanted to go in the because there's wolves here as well.
Yeah, where
They want to ruin such a beautiful moment.
Yeah, no, it's not. Yeah, it's not her. It's not. Things have changed. It's not.
Right. So if things have changed, then what does it matter? And why is she pissed off? And why has she brought Theo into this?
Because she's... Again, looking at the trees, I can't possibly imagine why she would, but... We need to save him. That's the focus.
I mean, at least it'll give us extra leverage with the woods folk. Don't cut down these areas. Theo won't get hurt.
We can... At least the woods folk shouldn't get hurt anymore if she's going to keep that part of the deal. I am sorry.
For what?
I'm sorry I haven't been honest with you. I'm sorry that I'm sorry that I obviously haven't given you the trust that you do deserve. I don't lie. You are a hero. You are worthy.
You need to stop calling me that.
We save Theo, and then
I killed my father.
yeah, and you told me. You were drunk, you told me. And you've also told me why. And I can't argue with that, because that is cruel. And I know you don't give a shit, but I don't judge you for that. Like, I don't.
I'm not a hero.
Yes, you are. You
No,
are.
no, I am not.
No, you are. You are.
I am a coward.
You're not a coward. You are brave and you are kind and you help me and you help Theo and you help the people of this town who might not deserve it, but you are a hero and that's what matters. And it's not deeds. It's not. That's the wrong type of hero. Oh, Hercules, he can lift things. No, you are brave and you are kind and I believe in you and I know you don't care, but I do. And I wish by all things you could see you the way I see you. Because you are brave and you are kind and you are beautiful and you are going to make this world a better place.
What the fuck is that? Get down! Boom. You hear bangs and crashes and screams and loud screeches in the distance, probably 200 feet to your directly basically in front of you, and you can see figures moving around and trees breaking and smashing into pieces.
There's never enough time, Fig.
What the fuck is that thing?
Yeah,
Help!
she's just like stares at him
Yeah.
for a second and then just runs.
You run, and as you get out into a small opening within the trees, you can see laying on the ground 3 people that you recognise, woodcutters, laying in pools of blood. 2 more are cowered behind trees, and you watch as this blackened brown form just flies off, carrying another one in its arms as this griffin has swooped in, grabbed these people, killed some, and then flown off further into the woods. And that is where we are going to end tonight's session. I really wanted to end that on a cliffhanger, and I apologise to both of you for doing that.
There's never enough time.
Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. We have been Roll Together RPG. I apologise that this one's gone over slightly, but I feel that we needed to get all of these character moments in. Please join us in 2 more weeks for the next episode. We are going to debrief and make sure that everybody's okay. Massive thank you to our sponsors and supporters, and to the D20 Club and Dice. The D20 Club Dice Heads and other tiers on Patreon. They are fantastic. They are the best. You can join for as little as 1 of your local currency per month, or 1 goat, which must be sent to Tom for amazing poem reasons. With all of that, we are going to go. Check out next week for the talk together for these previous 2 episodes. So on the £5 tier. Anyway, bye.